Hello, everybody. I have a little bit of time and I want to record a video. I have been using nonprofit success pack engagement plans a lot in the last few months, and I want to share how that's going and some best practices that have emerged after we tried a few things that didn't work all that well. So let me take you through that. Um, I'm in winter 2020 now. Notice we're using theming. Our staff really likes it if we change the theme about once a month. So we have a love theme for February. We'll come up with something Eastery for March and springish for April and so on. Um, if you We have the new streamlined winter 2020 switcher or waffle. So I'm going to move to my admin app. You should have one of these. I did a separate video on it, and I'm going to move into the engagement plan templates. And actually, first I'm going to show you open task. Um, Donate number 3, send info to board member to write a note. So this is one of our automatically assigned tasks. We have someone who has donated 3 times, and now we're on a step of that engagement plan that says we want a board member to write them a note telling them how important regular donors are. Okay, so that is to be done. It's assigned to me, and I'm going to pull the address and send it to a board member and ask them to write that note. And then I will move it to completed, and the engagement plan will either finish or assign someone the next task. All right, so let's go to engagement plan templates. And I have a related list called all that shows me what I want to see. We have first time donor, second time donor, and new regular donor. So that's what I was looking at just now. It's happened 43 times in our database. There are 4 tasks associated with a third time donor, regular donor, and there's a little bit of a description here. The one thing I would encourage you to do, in fact, we're going to do it in a structured way. We're going to actually add a custom field to the engagement plan template that lets us point to the process builder or workflow automation or whatever is the source that assigns the engagement plan automatically if there is such a thing. So we're going to have an automation field. I suppose we could put it in the description, but anyway, so let's click into this new regular donor engagement plan template, and see what's going on. You really can't see a whole lot of what's going on until you edit it. So I will pull up the editor. One of the first things we discovered is every task that we assign needs to start with a very 1 or 2 words so that everybody can identify what it's part of. So donate number 3 is what we agreed on. Donate number 1, number 2, and number 3 is what we did for nurturing along a new donor. So we have 3 tasks, and so every one of the subjects starts with that, and we found that's very important. Otherwise, people get lost or they're confused. Second thing we learned is that every one of these tasks needs to be dependent. Your staff will freak out if they get all 4 of the tasks all at once. And so you don't want to assign them all at once. You want to assign one, and you want to have at least one day after so that when they complete it, they don't immediately get another one. And in fact, we're thinking of, it looks like one immediately gets you another task. So we're thinking they all need to be 2, but we haven't experimented with that. But anyway, there need to be some spacing between the tasks so that you don't wear out your staff. And definitely you need to make each of them a dependent task so that the same staff member doesn't get each one of them, because almost all of these are going to be assigned to the same person. That's one. I don't know if it's a drawback or not, but it's kind of the way it works. You can reassign it to someone else, but they're going to initially get assigned to the same role. Okay, so that's the second thing we learned. The third thing we learned is that you really need to state that it's an automatic task assigned when, and describe the trigger, when the account makes third donation. And then you need to give somebody instructions about what to do. They may have forgotten, or they may be new to the task, or they may get reassigned to someone who's never had the task before. So it's very important that, here, let me expand that. that you say, first of all, this is an automatic task because it's odd. The engagement plan is going to be run by whoever enters the record that causes the trigger to be true. In our case, we're assigning it a process builder. So if I enter the third donation, I'm going to be the one who caused the trigger. I'm going to be the one that runs the process builder. So I'm going to be the one that assigns the task. But the task is going to go to the account owner. In this case, we've configured it to go to the account owner. So I'm going to assign a task to someone else. And they think I did that in person, perhaps. And so it's very important that in the comments you say it's an automatic task assigned when they make their third donor. And then this task is to enrich relationships and affiliations. By now, hopefully we know something about their affiliations and relationships, so we want to think about those and add them. They're crucial elements, and then you can mark it as done. And then the next thing we're going to do is, if possible, from a web or in person, we want to add a photo. We have a lot of Facebook links, LinkedIn links, and so often we can pull in a photo of the donor that helps us recognize them later. We're using Sharon Pick, a free add-on that allows you to attach files and show them on the record contact on a Lightning page. There are other photo solutions out there as well. That's what we're doing. So our second task is to find a photo of them and attach it. Third is to send a thank you note. That's the account donor. We do have templates for donation number 1, 2, and 3 that just get updated for kind of a description of what's going on lately, so that they can know they have impact. And then the fourth and final task for this engagement plan is to send the email or preferably mailing address to a board member and have them write a quick handwritten thank you note, just to get an additional little attention to people who have made a giving habit to you. So that's how we're doing it, but those are really the best practices we learned. Standardize how you name each task in an engagement plan so you can figure out where it came from, and so that your staff knows what's going on when they receive these. Keep the names short, but always start them with something like a quick name of the engagement plan or something and a colon, so they know where it came from. Do mention that it's an automatically assigned task and the reason it's assigned. Then give them instructions about why this is an important task. Do make the task dependent and space them out so you don't burn your staff out. The last thing you want to do is create a whole bunch of tasks that sort of ticks your staff off and jades them against this great engagement tool process. And lastly, document what kind of element is creating this, perhaps in your description of the engagement plan itself. So those are the best practices I have at the moment. We've assigned several hundred of these and managed to get them done. We have them for a new donor, a second-time donor, a third donor, and a donor who lapses. We have them for a first-time client. We have them for a client when they reach a certain milestone of engagement, and we have them for clients when they disengage with us. We have them for a new volunteer, and we're working on some follow-up steps in volunteer engagement. So we're enjoying it and using it a lot. We hope you too, but I wanted to pass on those learnings because definitely we messed up in several ways as we rolled out engagement plans. Thank you very much. Bye.